I am going to show you some new overpowered, underrated dribbling mechanics that you can use to open up a lot of space every time you load up the game. Guys, first things first, the most overpowered way of scoring goals is the recycle. This is what a recycle is, right? See, I'm going down the wings. I want to cut the ball in the middle of the pitch. I look back, pass, pass. This is one of the most overpowered ways. But when you're playing a real life opponent, they know this as well. So how do you exactly bait them? See, I'm going down the wings. I click L1. He thinks I'm going to pass the ball inside. Then I hold R2 and flick the right stick downwards and I go forwards, right? Like you can see in this example here. What does this do? This creates a panic situation in the mind of the opponent. Oh, he can come down the byline, right? He can attack the byline. Oh, he can pass the ball. When the opponent is in two minds and you can either go down or pass the ball back, that is when you have won and you have created an attacking opportunity for yourself. It is that easy to create space in this game, but most players don't think like this. You have to be very active. Look at this example with Thierry Henry. I do step overs, right? I go straight, but the defender catches me. Because he catches me, I need to stop. So what do? I hold R1, do a quick left stick touch, and end up beating him. It is only possible because I was able to read him. And Henry has a 5-star weak foot, right? This is why a 5-star weak foot is so overpowered. So if I'm going like this, he knows I can shoot across post, right? So he has to attack me. But if I do a step over speed boost and then stop afterwards, I catch the opponents off guard with a change of pace. This is why you need to understand the change of pace. And this is a concept that not many people talk about. Change of pace is very important, right? Right now I'm running. This is why dead stops are so overpowered. See, if I'm running, I hold L2 R2 without touching the left stick. I instantly stop. And that's a shocker to the opponent. I can follow it up by a skill move, right? And this is one of many ways you can change pace in this game. This is why L1 dribbling is very overpowered. So if I'm going like this and I perform a speed boost, why is the speed boost so overpowered? Because the speed boost allows for a change of pace, right? And when we do a sudden change of pace, the opponent gets confused. But there are more ways of changing the pace of the game rather than just doing a speed boost or just doing a dead stop, right? So a dead stop is when you click L1 or just hold L2 R2. That is something I discussed recently, so I don't want to talk about it. Look guys, when you see me doing a step over, you'll think that he's gonna go straight like this, right? Because that is the most common way to exit a step over. But see, if I do a step over and cancel it, you get caught off guard because that's a sudden change of pace in my play. You expected me to go straight, instead I just stopped. And that allows me to open up space. This is the whole point of doing skill moves and left stick dribbling. Change of pace is the key. Now when doing some micro movements on the left stick, I want you to try feathering the left stick rather than fully holding it in a direction, right? See, if I'm going like this on Mbappe's right foot, I am predictable. Now picture this. I'm going straight. He thinks I'm going to cut on Mbappe's right foot, but I cut on his left foot performing a shot cancel. That is a sudden change of pace, right? That's a sudden change of pace. This is called micro movement. Have a look at this skill move. It's called a McGiddy cancel drag back fake, right? The opponent expects me to turn like this, but when I cancel it by performing a drag back, he gets confused. This is the whole point of doing skill moves or left stick dribbling. This is the reason I'm making this video, guys. I want to teach you guys these concepts that are not often taught on YouTube. Now, technical dribbling or R1 dribbling is one of the very common ways of dribbling on FC25, right? New Felix card just dropped. He has that play style. So what people usually do is if they are cutting from left to right with a right-footed player, they'll hold R1 and keep going like this. Now, this will work against a, let's say, fairly low-skilled or mid-skilled opponent, but against a top-tier opponent who's knowing what he is doing, he won't get beaten by this move because he knows what you're doing. If I am going like this, I hold L1 and suddenly change directions. That is a subtle micro movement that will for sure catch the opponent off guard. See, I'm going like this and I change the direction. Now, controlling the tempo is very important in this game as well, guys. We have to control the tempo. Otherwise we'll not be able to beat good players, right? So if I'm very slow and I'm trying to dribble the whole team like prime Lionel Messi, I will struggle. Instead, I should go in the space. When I go in the space, I bait the defender towards me. That is when I can make a pass to bait him or do a skill move, right? This is why skill cancels and all these skill moves, they are so important. Guys, this is why understanding the purpose behind these moves is so important rather than being a bot and simply copying them, right? You have to be very active. And now I understand that most of these things that I am teaching you guys, they are very hard to do in game. That is why I want you to focus on one thing at a time. For example, just learn how to change the pace of the game on the wings by doing this technique. Stopping, doing this. Or sometimes going straight, holding R1, then holding L1, right? When I'm holding R1, I'm going at a faster pace, quickly into L1. That's a sudden change of pace and direction that can catch the opponent off guard. These are the fundamentals that top players use, right? This is how you should approach the game if you really want to improve at this game. Now, all of this will not work if your first touch isn't good. That is why I recommend you to check this video out here.